Hey everybody, welcome back to Starfyre Gaming. I am Sir Joseph and this is Warhammer 40k Rouge Trader. We are on Dargonis. We are in Theodora's hidden room. There is still a quest to find her hidden room, so this is not her hidden room. There might be a hidden room to the hidden room. We sat down on this couch and did two things and got knocked out by what looked like gas coming from a vent underneath this picture here. So I'm guessing that is what we need to do to get farther. So let's see if we can get this figured out. See, after the alarm and the palace guard intrusion, the calm and comfortable atmosphere of this room has somewhat faded. Not even a rogue trader can find a moment of privacy. So the wine failed. It won't let's go back to the wine. Okay, let's go back to the wine. So we tried Boon of Terra. That didn't work, so it's only giving us the other two options. Let's do the Grandmaster's Blood. Full-bodied wine is sickly sweet, and you feel warm. That's kind of what happened last time. Yep, alarms. Down we go. Trespasser, surrender or be killed. But apologies, your lordship, we're leaving. All right, let's take 3. Flames of Purity. It's kind of our only other option there. The wine fills the glass, glittering in the dim light of the room like liquid gold. Its tangy flavor burns your throat, leaving behind a spicy, bitter, biting aftertaste. You hear a short hum of an unseen motor stirs in motion. So we're moving our way along. So let's choose a book. Several books are stacked next to the sofa. Some appear ancient, while others look like they have never been opened. Among Theodora's data that has been restored using your cogitator is the phrase Litanies of the Motive Force. It is the title of one of the books here. Well, let's open up Litanies of the Motive Force. As you pick up the book, a hidden button in its spine clicks under your finger. The room responds to your actions with a quiet grinding noise, and a small nook reveals itself in a nearby wall. Inside, you find a databank bearing the Von Valencia's coat of arms. Covered databank from Dargonis. Well, let's look at that. I gotta clean up this mess. An engraved data drive found in a cache on Dargonis. The information contains has been carefully encrypted. Okay. Did we finish that quest? That part of the quest. Alright, we've got the cache from Dargonis. So we are done here. Let's head out. Get back to the ship, and we will take Jay to that other place we need to go to. Well, the question is, who do we want to leave behind while taking Jay? I think we'll leave Yurliet behind. They provide some of the same skills and stuff. If Cassia wasn't so effective, we could leave Cassia behind. But I really like her abilities and everything, so. And her abilities to see the colors of people's intent is really helpful. Terrible news from Dargonis, Lord Captain. The subsidiary hive city, Scipion 82-249, has been destroyed in a series of cascading failures. Production is halted and millions of people have broken their vows of obedience and are fleeing. Many of them are perishing in the wastelands and overloading the transport lines leading to neighboring hives. The surrounding residential sectors are becoming increasingly agitated by the influx of refugees. What is your directive regarding the distribution of these refugees? All right. What caused the catastrophe? It is still unclear. The noble houses are throwing the blame at one another. Agents of the venerable Achilles Scalander, stationed on Scipion 84-249, died heroically while trying to save the population from this disaster. Their final report mentioned some vulnerabilities in the industrial sectors of the lower hive, but did not go into further detail. Additionally, all of your servants are currently busy with investigating the cause of the crisis, but are not doing anything to deal with its consequences. Jiminy Christmas, this one's brutal. You just lose security for doing that. That one's brutal. Lose complacency if we do that. But we do get +1 efficiency if we do this. Well, let's do that. That one sounds like the way to go. We will lose 1 provision, which we've got 3, but that just seems like, and it seems the best, it just seems, a very fair decision, Lord Captain. Large labor settlements were set up around the ruins of Scipion 84-249 to where the refugees from the wastelands and neighboring hives have been rounded up. In the harsh wastelands scorched with industrial poisons, with only a bare modicum of food and clean water, the settlement residents began the arduous and dangerous task of rebuilding their fallen home. All right, Dargonis is now a colony, so let's get something started here. So we got restoration. A new hive city will be established in the ruins. We'll use another provision. Then it blocks these other 2. This would give us 3 extra people, which would bring us to 8. +1 security, +1 efficiency, +1 complacency, -1 profit factor. Palace Ecclesiastes, the dead and dying fertilize the gardens. So pleasure chambers, okay. No palace will be built there. It'll cost us 2 people. We'll get 2 profit factor, 2 complacency. Nobility is perfection, +5 to all skills. Emporium. Surviving spine will be built in a space elevator. It will be capped by an Imperium, accepting those ships that are too heavy to land on the surface. So it blocks the other 2. We'll get a lot of stuff here. So we gain a mechanism. We gain +1 efficiency. We gain a weapon. We gain a chemical. -1 security, +1 profit factor. Route cost -2. It doesn't say anything. That, to me, that sounds like we lose 2 route cost on all of the routes. So like taking an orange down to green would not cost anything, which I think would be the best, even though the restoration does seem like it would be good because there's a lot of bonuses on it. But I think this one's going to be the best route, so we're going to go ahead and start that up. And then we need to go here. So we have to take J. It already dropped off Yearlyet, so we're good to go there. We're going to accept that group. All right. It's a fairly large place.
A new challenge for me.
Turn after turn, the unceasing stream of petitioners pours through the palace doors. The strong-willed wait patiently while the weak-willed try everything they can to get a hold of the others. Greetings, welcome to the Palace of the Adeptus Stratum, your lordship. Please follow me. Okay. Continue in this direction to reach your destination. Your visit has been logged. So it looks like we're going through that door. There's some loot back there. Critical error in service cogitator. Petition cannot be processed.
It's about time.
The towering piles of paper and endless shelves heaving with the ledgers evoke special reverence for the laws of the God Emperor in the hearts of the servants of the Adeptus Administratum. There's some goods there. Oh, goods. I thought that for a second. I thought this is a goo master of seals. I was confused. Come on. This parchment looks grease-marked and old, as though it has passed through many, many pairs of hands. Servants of the Imperium Elias Tantanal filed a declaration with the Adeptus Administratum that he is the sole heir of House Tantanal and the legal sovereign of the northern continent of the planet Ergana Rex. According to the submission, Elias Tantanal cannot exercise his right to his inheritance, as the wider family tree includes an individual who shares his full legal name. According to the petitioner, the individual is his great-grandfather. Given the loss of documents confirming the death of the second claimant of the inheritance, Elias Tantanal is petitioning for confirmation of this relative's death and permission for the enactment of his inheritance rights. Petition received. Preliminary review period up to 15 Terran cycles. Forwarded the review, 23 Terran cycles, 4 turns from date of submission. Request for the copy of the death certificate of Elias Tantanal sent to the archive of the Departamento Ministorum, 28 Terran cycles, 2 turns from date of submission. Petition rejected, 39 Terran cycles, 11 turns from the date of the submission. Second petition sent to the archive, 44 Terran cycles, 4 turns. Petition approved, 52 cycles from date. After 48 repeated submissions from Elias Tantarnal, a second request was sent to the archives, 79 Terran cycles, 7 turns. Copy of death certificate of Elias Tantarnal, great-grandfather to the petitioner, received 84 Terran cycles, 6 turns from the date of submission. Documents forwarded for formulation of decision granting permission for the entitlement of the inheritance rights of Elias Tantarnal, sole heir of the House of the Legal Sovereign of the Northern Continent of the planet Ergona Rex, 101 Terran cycles, 5 turns from the date of submission. Death of Elias Tantarnal, recorded by servants of the Adeptus Administratum. Place of death, Q16, Waiting Hall, Palace of the Adeptus Administratum, Dargonis, 106 Terran cycles, 2 turns from date of submission. Death certificate of Elias Tantarnal, sent to the archives of the Departamento Ministerium, 114 Terran cycles, 10 turns from date of submission. Petition for enactment of inheritance rights following the death of Elias Tantarnal, and for the issuance of a copy of the death certificates received from the deceased daughter Eliza Tantarnal, 114 Terran cycles, 11 turns from date of submission. All right. Bureaucracy at its best. Sealed scrolls, 1,005 administratums. Okay, that's just... Inkwell, the first seals across expanse. All right. Auditing the reassurance of great tithe payment in the last 2,836 Terran cycles. Entries mentioning planet GX75021 284356 found, including copies. Oh, that's the number of entries. Entries mentioning planet GX76021, 1 found, including copies. A full list confirmed by the Adeptus Terra of all planetary objects located within the territory of the illustrious Rogue Trader dynasty of Von Valencius was received 164 Terran cycles ago. After careful reconciliation of the data, it was found that planetary object GX76021 has not been included in the collection of the Imperial Tithe for the last 2,836 Terran cycles. In the same period, the planetary object GX75021 was included in taxable sites but did not pay its Imperial Tithe, thereby failing to uphold its sacred obligations to the Imperium. Subsequent analysis of archive documentation revealed the absence of documentation confirming the existence of planetary object GX75021. Unlike planetary object GX76021, which was discovered in files dated more than 2,836 cycles ago. Based on an internal inventory investigation, the Adeptus Administratum decrees that any mention of planetary object GX75021 must be replaced with GX76021. The governor of planetary object GX76021 must pay the tithe for the preceding 2,836 Terran cycles within a period of no more than 50 Terran cycles. In the event of non-payment of the tithe within the prescribed period, planetary object GX76021 will be seized for the needs of the Adeptus Administratum, and 95% of the population will be immediately subjected to servitude in perpetuus for the benefit of the Materium. Note, a precise reckoning of the tithe amount required in throne gelds is appended in this report. Note, the advisory letter has been sent to the Departamento Unitorum recommending that the Departamento conduct its own internal inventory investigation to determine whether planetary object GX76021 has fulfilled its sacred obligation to provide recruits for the Astra Militarum. Alright. Let's talk to the Master of Seals. An ancient-looking woman in a voluminous robe peers at you critically through your ocular lens when you descend into the bowels of her bureaucratic domain. Another noble bypassing the queue under the pretext of "just wanted to ask." All you highborn ever want to do is just ask. But what about protocol? That's what I'm asking. Who is going to follow protocol? Jay glances at you and whispers, "What? So I paid off a few clerks to let us skip the queue, Shireen. Your time is more important to me than any little formalities." "Very well. Don't just stand there. You're here now. Or do you think the Master of Seals has nothing better to do than receive unexpected visitors?" The old woman beckons over a servo skull floating nearby. "Begin entry. Current hour, current term, current cycle, 41st millennia." Metal manipulators immediately begin feverishly clicking, taking dictation. Well, we can ask all these questions. Let's just get straight to the details here. My companion wishes to obtain a Mercatum Tabula Officiale. The Master of Seals peers over her ocular lenses at Jay in disbelief, then looks at you. "I take it you are her sponsor? In that case, you must submit a written application in conformity of template 404.01, as well as written permission from the processing and notarization of the personal data of your most sacred personage. Without it, I cannot issue Mistress Haydari the form for collecting the seals required to obtain the Mercatum Tabula Officiale, the certificate of an official trade representative." At these words, the saccharine smile drops from Jay's face. "Seals? What seals?" "We will discuss that when Ignatius von Valentius has prepared the primary documentation." Abelard lets out a stoic sigh and rolls his eyes. You get the feeling that this is not the first personal interaction with the administratum bureaucracy, nor is it his second. Just complete the form. The perfectly sharpened quill scratches pleasantly on the parchment, but for the first few minutes, the obfuscatory phrasing, footnotes, and addendums, you are forced to write out the same details over and over about you, the Protectorate, Theodore von Valencia, Jay, and then also every living person who bears your family name. If you do not know all the required information, you must complete supplementary forms. 1 hour later. Master of Seals nods in approval and stows the scroll into the tube labeled with your name. Next is the consent form for the processing and notarization of the personal data of your most sacred personage. Give your written consent on the present form. 1 hour later. The scroll is wiped away into another tube by the Master of Seals. Protocol executed. Application received. Processed. Approved. Servo scroll scribe taps out each word after its mistress's pronouncement. Come on, esteemed Damar. What were you saying about seals? The old woman unhurriedly holds out a printed scroll to Jay. Here's your document, Mistress Haydari. Unfortunately, it does not have legal force. I can certify it is a sacred Mercatum Tabula Officiale once it has received 2 seals of approval. They are easy to obtain. In the Imperium Court, Administratum servitors have been handling such tasks for over 150 cycles. There is one such servitor here on Dargonis in the Rouge Trader's palace. The second is duty-bound to keep the seal in the Telecus Epsilon system. We have an uncertified document. Why can the seals not be affixed here in the Administratum Palace? According to the amendment 3-C/8, implemented by the Prefectus Estonia II of Dargonis, one of the seals must be kept in the palace of the ruler of the Von Valencia's Protectorate, remaining a symbol of the unbreakable link between the Sacred Warrant and the Adeptus Administratum. The second seal, the ocular lenses perched on her nose click as she rifles through moldering scrolls with her wrinkled fingers, is held in the Telecus Epsilon system in accordance to Decree OL-008/ZZ. Unfortunately, after fire 200 cycles ago, all that remains of the original decree is an addendum certified by an unknown adept with the initials AA. No instructions repealing this decree were ever received from Holy Terra, therefore the seal remains where it ought to be. Find administrative servitors and have them place 2 seals of approval. The goal is clear. The Master of Seal nods with satisfaction. Please do return once you have prepared the documents. Alright, back to the palace.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Little fetch questy, but, you know, I guess every game's got to have a fetch quest or 2 in it. Go ahead and keep Jay here for this bit, since she's the one that's working on all of that. Oh, there's more loot. Alright. To the palace to find this administrative servitor. Then we get back to the process of exploring the sector. All right. Quiet humming servitor. Quiet humming of the
I don't
servitor.
have time for this.
Quiet humming of the
I'll
servitor.
pass.
Quiet humming of the servitor. Alright, none of those servitors are the administratum servitor we're looking for. See if our warden buddy here's got. Nope. Alright. There was a guy standing right there, he disappeared. Alright, we can't go in there. Alright, no servitors there. Quiet home of the servitor, alright. Oh, Mr. Shadari, my patience is not easily exhausted, but you are coming very close. I shall repeat myself again. No, I will not be issuing you any seal, not in exchange for your honest word or for a bribe. I can see the family resemblance with Abelard now. You cannot see further than your own nose, my dear Clementia. It wasn't a bribe, it was a gift. Now, about that seal. Let the Rouge Trader decide. Your Lordship, I apologize for this ugly scene, but may I ask that you rein in Mistress Haydari and put a stop to her inflammatory actions towards me. As the Exalted One is my witness, Shireen, I tried everything I could to spare you any unnecessary headache over the seals for the Mercatum Tabula Officiale. I even showed this aid with a temper worse than a sandstorm, the certificate with your signature. But your Chancellor merely kept batting me away with her false, baseless denials. I suspect that the reason for this has nothing to do with my humble personage. Clementia purses her lips and glowers at Jay. Oh no, this isn't about me at all. Jay narrows her eyes as she peers into Clementia's face until the latter finally looks away. I see. Well, Chancellor, will you tell us yourself, or should I help you? Whatever is the matter, Mistress Werasan, or Wesarian? I'm afraid that my words would anger your lordship. Clementia lowers her head in shame, as if offering it up to be removed from her shoulders. The seal you were looking for was lost over a quarter of a century ago. That's a bit of time. Her ladyship Theodora von Valentius ordered a new one to be delivered from the Imperium, but, as you well know, we are a long way away from Holy Terra, and with the warp storms ravaging the Coronis expanse, we have been unable to receive a replacement to this day. Give Clementia the seal with the winter scale coat of arms. Could this be the seal in question? This is, without a doubt, the Administratum seal from Winterscale's realm. But why is it the original and not a copy? Ah, I think I understand. Well, the laws of the Imperium do not prohibit heirs of other houses from using the seals in times of need. I will order to have servants of the machine cult create a duplicate so as to avoid such embarrassing predicament in the future. Let's see what this is. There is something I must discuss with the Chancellor in private. Oh, by all means, Shireen. I dare not waste any more of the precious balm that is your time on matters related to me. If I may excuse myself. Oh, okay, it's just back to this stuff here, so we're going to go ahead and leave. Your service day and night. All right. Now we can head back out. Get back to the ship, go exploring. I'm guessing something is going to happen in this long, courty, hallway-ish type place, other than just making us run from place to place. All right. Was it Telecos Epsilon? It was Telecos Epsilon for that seal. Let's go here though. Nothing there. We have 6 extractum. After analyzing the auger data, the officers were surprised to discover that the planet was once covered with oceans. Long ago, an unknown cataclysm caused the oceans to dry out and turn the world into a lifeless desert. The most amazing discovery is all of the skeletal remains of colossus ocean organisms, some large enough to be seen from orbit. Life is fragile, even for creatures this enormous. All right. Oh, we got to find that. I think we got some adamantine somewhere that we didn't mine because we didn't need it at the time, but we're low on it now. All right, system's got nothing. Wow, the Amor is a rough place to go. All right, with that in mind, let's head back to Telecos. Lord Captain, urgent report. We have received an astropathic message from Regent Aranto or Cilio, the navigators are concerned about the fate of Cassia, who disappeared from Uric 5. The Regent is requesting an update on her current status, and he has also inquired about the possibility of a personal meeting to negotiate and to arrange the return of the Lady Navigator to their house. The psycho-emotional coding of the received message betrays acute concern, but it also contains something that the astropaths have failed to put into words. If you'll excuse my forthrightness, I feel it is necessary to tell House Orselio the truth. Otherwise, a conflict with the Navis Nobilite is possible, which, given the current state of the Cronius Expanse, will only play into the hands of the enemy of the Imperium. How did House Orsilio even know that I have Cassia? I wish I knew, Lord Captain. It is troubling indeed. Perhaps we have a spy on board, or Regent Aranto is bluffing. In either case, I believe we should respond. Navigators are extremely powerful and useful allies to have. Tell House Orsilio that Cassia is safe and that the Rogue Trader would be honored to meet in person. I'll see to it, Lord Captain. The astropaths will transmit your consent. Representatives of House Orselio will be waiting for you on the capital world Dargonas. Receiving members of the Navis Nobilite is always a delicate matter. Please make sure to discuss the details of this meeting with your Chancellor upon arrival. Alright, well, we're going to keep going to this place. Because when we get here, we got to go back anyway, so we'll just do two with one. Oh, that's almost done. All right. Seal is here. Plasteel, we still have 7 plasteel, so that's not that big of an issue. Should have checked those other planets when we passed those systems when we passed by them to see if they had any adamantine. Governor Viat's estate. We'll take Yurliet back. We might have needed J for this, though. That might. Should we go talk to Aquilus? There's some loot there.
None shall stand in my way.
Yeah, it says he's goods, but... Tilius Quint nervously tugs at the hem of his dusty cloak and bows respectfully. Your lordship, the subjects of Janus welcome you. What cares have brought you to our humble world on this occasion? How are things on Janus? Besides the Xenos that have settled in our forests and periodically frighten the people, because we came up with that agreement, everything is calm, your lordship. We have managed to come to an understanding of sorts, although not without concessions on our part, in particular regarding the placement of our new agri-complexes. The Emperor as my witness, Janus will continue to serve the von Valentius dynasty, but not in precisely the same way as before. I require a seal to certify a Mercatum Tabula Officiale. The secretary nods energetically. Of course, of course. It would be an honor to assist the Rouge Trader. Wait but a few minutes, your lordship, and your humble servant will have your seal ready. Here you are. The secretary proffers the sealed certificate with care. And may the Emperor bless your path. I appreciate the local species. Ah yes, the flora of Janus can take your breath away, while the fauna can inadvertently kill you. Got experience for that little bit. Alright, I must take my leave. Alright. Should be that. Let's just double check to make sure. Seals turned about to be quite a task. Alright, now we just gotta return. Okay. Back to Dorgana.
Follow my lead.
And as per usual, I'll do the level ups off camera. Alright, so this time we're going to remember to look at the planet systems to see if there is any adamantine in them. And since I'm just heading back to the planet, it's almost time to call it a day. Let's just call it a day here so you guys don't have to watch me just meticulously make my way back, checking these places for adamantine. So again, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. As always, like, subscribe, and comment. I've been Sir Joseph. You guys are amazing. Until next time, stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you later.